businesses are devastated on the floor, but we'll need to. We did have an advocate on the Night Foundation who approached Gary and said, I see what you guys are doing. To keep the street closed and activated, you need to come to us and answer. So we were intending to do that, having them invite us.
Yeah.
So, but again, if they just basically be supportive instead of adversary, we can figure it out. But who's going to test it? And say they may shut us down.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, let me have something to talk about. I'm supposed to speak at June for United Way.
No, and I don't really think investing is yeah, we're getting, as soon as the narrative makes sense, then we're going to put it out. But people are like, well, why aren't you asking us? Because we can't. We don't have, we're buried in barricades. We thought about changing the name to Barricade Theater, Barricade Stages, instead of Street Stages. Because they add more.
But the street change it. The street stages, people know about it. You have a brand already.
You have a brand ready in street.
People know about it.
No, he was being facetious that they put so many barricades. He went to Coconut Grove, in Fulton, how they block up the street. There's these little tiny
metal barricades that you can live. Off busy streets, and for us, they make us do water fills, and this is not permitted. They could shut us down, and so again, it's not like we can ask for sponsors. But we've learned, and I actually got a lot of yardage by saying, okay, if you're going to arrest someone, arrest me, and that actually seems to have put more power in it for me to say that, and right, exactly. I'm like, you don't, because if they put their tables out, they would get code violations.
They get code violations.
So we put the tables out.
See, they put the tables out for them, so he says, arrest me, then don't.
It's really, the table is such a small effort and such a huge benefit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not rocket science. And then when we got to Coconut Grove today, it's like, okay, not only is it not rocket science, but they do know how to do it. And and so.
And it's the same police department.
Yeah, same city, same police department, same special events. So don't tell me you don't know how to do this because we've seen it. It's right here.
You took videos or just pictures?
Yeah, videos and pictures.
Good. The videos are good too. That they see the crowds too.
Yeah. No, I already took pictures of the barricades and sent it to my board.
Okay.
I was angry, and I go, what is this? This is all they require for, at Coconut Grove.
Why are they fighting you so much? Why
do you think it is?
Because the city is inherently corrupt, and it's districted, and the staff is just used to working for such crazy people that they'll never go out on a limb. How could you? So there's no bold leadership. There's not any even competent leadership in the city. And we're just going to have to demand it. And that's why we have competent leadership at the DDA, and now we've got some jerk trying to take that away. So the residents put $8 million a year into that budget. Their quality of life budget is $10 million. So the residents are getting more than they put in. And it would take all the funding away from this. And
what about this billionaire, Mara, what's his name, the Israeli guy?
Oh, Mana.
Did you approach him to fund it and put it?
He's represented on my board, so.
So why don't you talk to him?
I just sent him, we just raised his dues and sent him an invoice, so if he pays, then I'm going to say, yeah.
And Kevin put a few signs with his name on it. No, really, I mean, they're promoting Mana.
Well, but all that anybody does in this city is bash Mana. Because they're like, he's not doing anything. And my line is, okay, if you finish the streetscape in front of a block where he's got a building, then maybe I'll listen to this inappropriate bashing. But you know, who would lease a
A business
business
that
in
looks
this
at-
condition? And when we can get no deadline, it's
Right.
just, you know.
You understand? The way they made it like this, that they don't do any reparations, and then they expect Mana to lease it. Who's going to want to take his
Right.
stuff that it looks like
So
this?
tell him this will promote his name and his goodwill.
Well,
something
and
under
he's,
pressure.
his name is in enough places.
Okay.
So, but
All right,
yeah,
but anything-
we're meeting with him, and then we've got the DDA has just done a retail study to help us do our recruitment
Okay,
efforts and
okay.
everything.
All
But
right, you'll get it done.
but I mean the bottom line is this, and I just reached this week. It's like, okay, if you're not done by September 30th, we are suing. You know, and I don't like to come to that,
Yeah.
but damn it, you promised us in February that if we got out of your way for a while, you would open parts of this in March, and then they cancel all our meetings.
You have it in writing, any promises?
It was nice dancing
Oh yeah,
with you.
That was great. You were
Right.
great.
They
Great,
don't-
both of you. Great
don't
duo.
care.
Try to make it next Thursday.
Yeah, make it Thursday.
Good.
We'll have a group. A last week celebration.
Yeah, it's called the final concerts of the season.
Next
Oh,
week.
it's a final.
Yeah, Thursday and Saturday. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, good.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay,
you know
if
we'll
anything-
be fighting this week, and we'll
Okay. If
continue to
there's
fight.
anyone you want me to talk to or anything like that, feel free to contact me.
Yeah,
I'm being
and,
serious.
and again, I think that narrative really comes together in the fall.
Okay.
You know, the summer everybody's gone.
I
all
know,
that.
and it's
So-
getting hot.
So
It
they
really
can
is.
get finished.
Yeah.
So they can finish. We'll get out of their way. They can finish.
They don't blame
They're
it
still
on you.
here. When we get back, they'll be held to pay.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
All right.
In the meantime,
Yeah.
thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you
your work.
for every moment that we're with you.
People take it for granted. They don't know how much work is involved, you know.
Every time it's like another way.
Well, you're supposed to look like it's easy.
Yeah, right.
By the time the event starts, there's nothing else to do.
Right.
Really.
So,
But even just in putting these away. that's-
Just
oh,
developing
yeah.
the system.
No,
you
because
know?
we've been doing little trial events with
Uh-huh.
some with no music and things.
Yeah.
So we've been out here till 11 at night.
Wow.
You know, and so that's why I say it's like
Oh,
having
that-
to put on a
that-
wedding every 2 days.
Okay, so you
It's
do
just
another thing.
it never stops. You're never
Okay.
ahead of it.
Okay. All right. Anyway, you have my email.
Yeah.
You have my number.
We do.
So feel free anytime.
Yeah,
We're
well,
here for
you know,
supporting
well,
you.
if we make it through the summer,
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we make it through the summer, we're going to come into the fall charging.
Okay, great.
And
if
we
you,
will call on everyone.
And if you need me to speak to anyone, let me know. Sure. Thank you. Okay, you want to wrap up? Wow. It's good. You gave him the balloon.